it's literally just mental booms. That's really what it was, man. I wouldn't say bad blood, but I mean, like what Evan said about him, like not like caring enough, I think is 100% true. You know what I mean? That's like the reality. And I think like, I'm not blaming it on one person, but I think Evan, like, you know, maybe not putting the effort in that he needed to, not playing at the level he needed to, I think affected everybody in a way. And then I think the way it was handled of Evan like being like that, I think was immature from a certain players, right? Or like just how it was in general behind the scenes. So it was just overall just a bad time, which is why, I mean, I think it makes sense that, you know, Evan retired or took a break. And then it makes sense that we might do better if, you know, that chemistry's fixed with a new player. Like there's a lot of different things we could do, you know? It was just unfortunate. It was an unfortunate split, dude. Really sucked.
You didn't say nothing about it.
Really sucked. Really blew ass, man. All over. In every way. Brother, we switched multiple roles multiple times for CRT last split.
That's just so funny.
I did nothing for us, dude. The passion just wasn't there. That's all it was. Passion was not there. Team chemistry was not there. No matter how many roles you change, just didn't matter. Well, that shit's just, you know, not going good. It's just how it is. Can't really do much about it. You can change roles, shift everything, but it all starts with wanting to be there, wanting to get better, and fixing your relationship with your teammates. If that's not happening behind the scenes, it doesn't matter how many fucking times you switch roles. It literally does nothing. Like, actually. Yeah, mental is literally everything. That's why majority of teams in Apex fail. It's because of mental. If your mental's solid, role shifts could help. But if your mental and your foundation of like how a team works in just any fucking video game or any sports game, if that's not solid, that is what it is. Were you aware Evan was checked out? Brother, I could recognize everything in 2 seconds when I watch teams. So easy for me. So aware that Evan was checked out. I was aware that, you know, I stayed in on like phony being like really, really irritated and being a little bit too much in certain moments was there. And then with Jen Burton, the visa thing just sucked ass. Like it's easy to see. It wasn't like hard. Like I think the majority of the public was even able to see it themselves. But if you check the Reddit, like a lot of comments that were like making guesses or educated assumptions were like pretty on point. Like for sure. It was not hard to like look at and just watch and be like, holy fuck, dude, we're checked. That's the reality. I mean, yeah, I mean, Jen's slightly responsible for whatever visa stuff goes on. It's also just unfortunate that in the current climate, it's not easy to get a visa. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So like on top of it, yes, but on top of it, no. No one thought that when Jen Burton got his visa blocked, it was going to take like 4 weeks to get it back. Especially with how well connected and well reputed, like the reputation of 100 Thieves, man, with getting visas for other players. Like it's usually way quicker than that, you know? That's all it is. Floating's with GK, dude. I really like that change up. I can't lie. I'm a big fan of the GK pickup with floating, dude.
Holding my cross.
I think Drop is really missing like that type of aggression that floating can bring for a squad. I think they low key get better. I don't think like a lot better. It's no shade to Keon. It's just Keon and floating are two different players, and I think floating is what they needed so bad.
I'm just gonna start walking.
Genuinely, I think that floating to GK might be the most impactful trade of the whole split. Genuinely. I think floating was the exact player that Drop's been missing for a long time in his career, in my personal opinion. I think Drop's going to love having a player like that on his squad. Also, 0 on Alter while Panic is on Seer is insane, by the way. Could not disagree more with this. This is going to be the one thing I'll disagree with the entire split. I don't give a f***. Insane. Panic's going to be sent run away. I will never think that Team Liquid will ever hit their full potential as Panic is playing the characters that he needs to. I will stay on that take. No questions asked. That's all I'm saying. Team Liquid will never hit their skill potential and their top tier potential unless Panic is playing the characters he needs to. Just gonna say that shit right now. What up, Pandas? There's like, I don't think right now, I mean, there's like times throughout like this, like the splits where like someone will be like the top dog, like for sure. But like for a little bit in like Pro League this split for Americas, like Karev was like probably the #1 player by like a pretty good margin for a couple of weeks. I would say throughout like split 1 of Pro League. He looked unbelievable, man. But then, you know, things happen, slumps hit, and then Karev wasn't for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think like sometimes Koiful could be one of the top dogs, and then, you know, sometimes it's Hal for shooting, and then sometimes it's, you know, floating or Jelly. Like it does hop a good amount, but like there is like consistent like 2-3 weeks. I will say like there's not really much consistency that much anymore at the top level where it's like 5 months of just straight domination of like one player, you know? There's things that always go through. You know what I'm saying? But like that was like, I would say like probably 3 to 4 weeks where Karev was like the #1 player. Forgot about Guild for what? Oh, for like shooting? Like, yeah, I mean Guild too. Yeah, Morgan, I think like the competition right now overall in Pro League is like amazing, dude. Like we have so many names that you could like put at the top rank or the top player spot. And that's why opinions are like so big in Apex right now because it's really hard to argue like, yo, this is the #1 guy. Like #1 all the time. And then we like, it was not really much of an argument, but like the op splits, There's really not like always a number one person. Even like when I think Corinne's number one, somebody might say somebody else that's like they're number one in their eyes, and I'm like, that's a good take. You know what I mean? Leppy, how you doing today, buddy?
Shut up, bro. I mean, first off, you're just waking up like 40 minutes before Scrims. It's just actually the most annoying thing in the world.
I didn't wake up 40 minutes before Scrims. Hello?
You joined the call 8 minutes before while me and Cruel have been on for 2 hours warming up.
I was on R5.
No, you were not. You literally messaged me, bro. Why? You literally said, I messaged you at 5:20, and I messaged you at 5:20, and you say, okay, I'm taking a shower, then I'm on at 5:20. So you got on 30 to 20 minutes before max.
Oh, I love it, dude.
Like, me and Cruel have been on for 2 hours warming up. Second off, you're just infinitely looting, not getting Dorito, which is just annoying.
Dude, I love Ssirsay so much. Dude, I know it's a fun team to listen to, but they're actually going to be really good, I think. I think they'll be really good this split. I think they have a good chance of making split 2 land. Those guys actually have so much potential. If Ssirsay can ring on in Bubblegum and J-Dot to actually be together as one and not argue all the time, I think they'll be a very good squad. Because they played pretty well in the first time they ever played Pro League together. I think Naughty, Jet, and Keon is also a great team. I ain't going to sit here and act like it's not. I think only problem I see with this is how much Gent is going to fry out. Because I think this could be a similar situation as to why GK dropped or maybe dropped Keon in the first place. Is they might be missing that like certified like inter, if that makes sense. I know Gent can fry, and he does fry a lot of the time, but like sometimes I think Gent does play a pretty safe game. But if the 2 anchor situation, or if Gent doesn't fill that fragging role, I think they might fall into a very similar spot as to what Keon knocked and drop went through. Other squads aren't out beaten, by the way. Pank's going to be good. Liquid get on in. Alvin, the company's still vibing, so none of our PLVs still fight, but there were a couple beefing. But as long as Gent fills that role of fragging and he's not scared to int a little bit, I think they'll be a very good squad. They just can't really get too comfortable in just being both the anchors. Yeah, I entirely disagree. I don't think Funk is even close to a player of Keon or Gent, respectfully. I respect Funk a lot. I just feel like he's been a little bit lackluster in the gameplay because he hasn't been playing that much. That's not like shade, you know. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just the truth. Also don't got chance points, true, but Jet and Keon are just better players than Funk right now. But I feel like Funk hasn't really been playing too much in the last like year and a half the way that he could have been. So, I think Naughty and Shooby just didn't play good. It seemed like also towards the end of the last tournament, Shooby was a little bit annoyed with like Naughty's high yelling or like calls. Shooby was like counter calling a lot and seemed very frustrated by a lot of their deaths. So it seemed like that was kind of a matter of time that Shooby was going to leave. Makes sense a little bit. I think they probably have a lot of love for each other. I just don't think they were really working out in the team chemistry department.
I think one's close.
Just for a little bit, though.
Yeah, for sure.
They had a good run. I mean, they did very good things together. Naughty actually grew a lot in IGL alongside Shooby, so it makes sense that they kind of split towards the end of this when they're doing bad. Yeah, I love that dude. I think that Duplex, Jelly, and Deeds team is going to do damage this Pro League split. They're so good, dude. Dude, Jelly is just a freaking beast, bro. He's actually him. Yo, Die Kit, thank you. Or Dia Kit, thanks for the prime. For 3 months, beast. Thank you. But I think Jelly might be. Jelly has a chance, I think, this split to be the number one shooter in Pro League with the most kills. I think he really has a good chance. It's going to be a battle, but I think he could definitely be coming on top of him for the number one slayer of the split. It just depends how their team does overall. If their team like stays at a consistently high level, it's going to be really hard to take down Jelly for the kill leader, I think. Sauce, I'm just so excited to see Sauce in this team. I think Sauce is such a good pickup for SR. I didn't expect Sauce to go there, but now that he did, I think it was like one of the best decisions made for SR this win. Not for a real 1-on-1. I think that was like a saving grace for Sauce too. He was probably so happy when he got that DM to join Shopify. He probably couldn't stop smiling.
Is that team really doing a late
the split they had to get into here, like with the 2 players that he has in his squad, he couldn't be more than happy. I guarantee he's just so happy.
Okay.
Yo, Fox, it's 2 years of the year, man. Appreciate money. Also on an org that's very consistent in Apex and very reliable in Apex. Multiple boot camps. SR's running boot camps very consistently, doing a lot for their squad, analyst and coach. Got Timmy filling for Waltzy. It depends how they switch it. I don't know if Timmy's going to fill the actual shoes of Waltzy and play what Waltzy plays, but Timmy might not have a good time. Or he'll have a great time. I don't know, dude. Like, don't forget, Waltzy is really usually the scapegoat. Waltzy's job is one of the hardest in all of the ALGS atmospheres. So Timmy is going to have a very hard job. Timmy, thankfully, is a very capable player. But there might be some games where Timmy wants to cry. You know what I mean? Because Hal's so mad or whatever it may be. Don't forget how much Waltzy gets ringed out. That's just how, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it is.
Shop team, ready?
Yeah, ready?
Three,
Yeah,
two, one, shop team. Look.
It just depends if they're going to switch roles or not for Timmy. Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, I mean, Timmy's role is going to be hard, but again, Timmy's a very good flex player, so I can see Timmy adapting, but Timmy might be a little rusty, dude. Timmy's aim, one thing about Timmy, aim never rusty. Ever. Timmy's aim is never rusty. But in an ALGS environment, over peaking, situations, ability usage might be a little off. Who knows? But one thing about Timmy is he adapts very quick, and he's a fucking thoroughbred gamer, bro. Like, that guy's literally made to game, genuinely. So I can see Timmy getting adjusted pretty quick, but it might be hard for ability usage, etc. Because this game is entirely different now. Don't forget the ALGS level. Like, I thought Sweet was going to adjust, and it's not shading Sweet. I'm not shading anybody. Like, I thought Sweet was going to adjust a little bit faster, and it's been a little bit harder, I think, because how much different the game is since playing competitive play. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different game. It's just hard. So, like, do I think there's a world, obviously, where Sweet adjusts? Yes, but it might take a little longer than expected, which kind of sucks that the Pro League split's a little bit shorter, you know? Because now it means less time for you to adapt and make land. So it's kind of a shame. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really watched too much of the VODs of, like, what Sweet and them are doing. I can't really tell what they're doing wrong. It just seems like the adjustment period's not great. Again, I feel like we haven't really seen a full IGL where Sacred's really comfortable. I do think that Sweet is probably the best one for him to get comfortable with at this current moment, right? I think the way that Sweet communicates would be very good for Sacred, but it feels like he's a little awkward in the majority of these games, dude. Like, Sacred's not really doing Sacred things, which is scary, you know? Yeah, Sacred's really got to put the trust in, man. He's got to put the trust in. It's just growing pains. I agree. I think it will get adjusted. But again, yeah, I mean, aim assist will always chase away some MNK players for sure, which is valid. I get it, you know what I mean? I never really, like, feel like MNK players are wrong for not wanting to fight roller players, but the game is as successful it is because of both inputs being viable on this game. I think at this point, man, with how good roller players are and how good rollers are, I do think a nerf needs to come on in for aim assist another point. But again, dude, I still think the game just needs to be played. But anyway, they said 26 months. I mean, I agree. They should nerf aim assist mainly because of how good the new age rollers are. That's like the biggest thing. Like, new age rollers, man, are now keeping up with, like, you know, mice coming out. Like, the new mice that are coming out, bro, for MK gamers. Like, I do think that with how good these rollers are, bro, I do believe that there probably should be a nerf for that. But it's hard to adjust, you know what I'm saying? Like, is what it is. Do you think Bubblegum should come back to pro play and what team should he join? I mean, nah. That's not like a shade to Bubblegum. It's more so I just think that Bubblegum just makes more money and does better content when he's not playing competitively. At some point, bro, you got to decide, what do you like doing more? Competitive's cool. If your numbers go up doing competitive play, then maybe just keep doing competitive play. But if your numbers go down and you hurt your other content, then maybe it's not worth it. It's the main reason I quit. I just literally had like, I just did better when I wasn't playing, when I wasn't doing scrims and stuff. And I realized that and we just went from there. Like his Watson's a great example. There's not many examples, but the problem is, bro, for a lot of these guys that do pro play, is they don't stream or try to be like a content creator during their pro play grind. Like, people think that streaming is like when you're a creator. Yes, you're technically a creator, but you don't build a brand that will help you outside of pro play or ALGS by just streaming. Like, there's a lot of it, like culture, community. You have to really, like, you know, make a name for yourself on top of like what your community make them feel at home. You know, so I do think there's a lot of pro players that would benefit from streaming and making their own brand. But yeah, I mean, it's what it is. Some people just don't like streaming. It's all good.